Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. In the last video we did this whole setup, well the last few videos. We finished up doing this, all the inserts, all the flips, all of the everything, because it's just cute. We did all of this on the front side of these fins. So remember, we're still doing same but different. So here's the first fin. So again, it's the same but different than what we did in the back fin together. So today we're going to do the back of the fins, and I've already done the back of this front fin. I've already done this fin, but we'll do the other one together. I know I'm making sense. It just doesn't sound right as it's coming out. Today's finally a new day. Woo-woo! Today is the 15th of February. I finally got to rest and a whole another day for me to record. So, anyway, yeah, I think I did 4 videos yesterday. That was a lot. I mean, you'll probably see all those videos in 1 week, but still, it was a lot for one day. Okay, so I have planned out the backside. I have done this first fin, and if you want to see a full playlist of this album from beginning to end, I will have a link up here in the cards and down in the description box. It is specifically for this album, and this one is called Simple Stories, Simple Vintage, and we're using the Basically Amazing foundations. The Basically Amazing foundations. These are templates that are available in my Etsy shop, and we're also using the Basically Amazing add-on scrap journal. So this is the A-size album, and we made recycled corrugated cardboard covers, and it's a giant album. And we made some really cool stuff in here. So this is the March album of the month. We're doing, you know, an album of the month this year. Well, we're trying to. So I've already done January's, and January's was a Christmas one, wasn't it? No, January's wasn't a Christmas one. This one was the January album. This one is the ephemera holder, ephemera keeper. I have a full playlist for this album up here and down in the description box. And then February's, and then this darling album right here, this is February's album of the month, and I have a full playlist up here and down below. So then we've already completed 2, and now we're on to the 3rd. Yeah, one of my videos on that last album that I just showed you posted today about when my wax beads fell into the candle. I've only had that happen one time, and it was on film, so lovely. But anyway, it was pretty funny. You guys got a big kick out of it. So let me show you what we're going to do, and then I'll show you the templates that you're going to need. I'll have I'll have a list of all of that. I do the best I can, a list of all of the templates that I use. Okay, so this is what we've done so far, this part of the fin. So now we're on the other side of the fin. So on the back side of the fin, I have created a interactive, what do you call it? An interactive spread, interactive, I don't know. You guys help me out with that. So this is attached to the back of the fin. So what we have here is we have a flip up like this, and then it flips out like this. Okay. Then this one, we have a little tuck pocket right here. And this one flips up and it flips out. Okay, so when they're both flipped out, these also, they're not completely finished because these are tucks. And I also wanted to put something here. I just haven't made my mind up 100%. And then here is another little flip, and it flips out. And I haven't done anything to this part yet either, because this is just a really big piece of real estate. And I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this right here. And this is all the pattern paper. This was the solids that were part of the paper collection that you could buy separate. So I've been trying to use every little, even though this is really not my favorite color, but in the whole scheme of things, it looks really cool. So we are now going to do, oops, this is what we did on camera, and we're going to do the back side. You see how the back side of this fin is plain? We're going to add another piece to this. So let me show you what you need. Out of the Basically Amazing, first you're going to need page 7A. This is the main base page for the size album that we're making, page 7A. I printed it onto white cardstock, but I printed the letters background instead of the plain, and I took 3 tabs off and I scored it and put tape on the letters background side on that tab there. I put tape on that side. I made a mistake on my other one where I put some tape on something, it was the wrong, and I had a heck of a time getting that sucker off of there, just to let you know. Okay, the next we're gonna need, this is 1 per fin, the 7A, 1 per fin. And then the next thing is page 23A. I printed 1 off onto white cardstock. We used 1/2 on one fin, and then we're going to use the other half on this fin. And the reason I chose this page is because you can use the large cutoff pieces, and we have 2 of those so far, and I've already used 1 in the other fin, so we're going to use the other one in this fin. So a lot of times, you know, you guys, when you're making an album, you kind of need to take your cue from the things that you have, things that you've already printed out, or things that you have left. Things like that, things that are part of the paper collection, all of that stuff. You kind of need to keep everything in, you know, in your mind when you're planning out your pages. So yeah, that's, you know, I keep that kind of stuff in mind when I'm planning my videos, or my albums, not just my videos, my albums. Okay, so then the next thing we're gonna need is page 14AD, which is on this side. Page 14AD, I printed it with the letters background. Oops, I think it was this way actually. On white cardstock, and this is the way I cut it out. So I trimmed away these 2 tabs and the top and bottom tab and the 2 short tabs, and I left 2 short tabs. And then I put tape, after I scored it, I put tape on the plain white side. Was this the one I messed up on? I think I put tape on the other side with the other one, and I had a heck of a time getting it off. But anyway, so you put your tape onto the white side, and both sides of ink. I've inked everything up as best as I could. I think I did anyway. So you just need 1 per fin on that. And then the last thing is 17BD. You need 1 per fin, and these are just plain white cardstock. I just printed it off on plain white cardstock, and I cut all the outside tabs off and left the 2 inside tabs and scored them and put tape on the tab and inked both sides. Okay, that's all you're going to need out of the templates. So we're going to be working on the back side of the 7A, page 7A letters. And the first thing we're going to do is, let's just assemble everything together, and then we can start matting, because I have everything prepped and ready, I think. So I just kind of notched those tabs. When this one printed out, it printed out kind of wonky. When I know I've told you guys this before. Sometimes when my printer, when I switch papers, I have to switch papers in and out a lot, and that's okay. I don't mind doing that. But the thingies that keep the paper to, you know, like straight, and then, you know, where it's supposed to be gets kind of loose, and I think that's why mine starts to print wonky. So I try to keep an eye out when I do replace the paper. I try to pay attention, but I don't always remember. Okay, so then let's just on the opposite side of the tab, we're going to add this small flip here. I also have an Amazon list specifically for this project. As best as I can, I try to link everything or the equivalent of, as best as I can. So you might want to check that out. There's also links to other stores that you can get the products and stuff that I'm using. Okay, so we got that. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to put these well, first we need to, these two pieces here, the two longer pieces. What page was this one? 14 AD, I think. I don't remember. We're going to take our corner chomper and we're going to use the angle side and we're going to angle this outside corner. Both of these. Oh, and I better ink those up really quick or I will forget. So these are going to go like this. So the tab's going to be on this side here. So then these are going to go on top. And I think what I'll do is I'm just going to tab my corners of these two tabs. So this one's 17 BD. So we're just going to do that. And I'm going to flip it to where the tab is underneath, right? I'm going to remove the tape backing and I'm going to line it up right next to the score mark that's next to the tab that you taped. I'm going to line it up right there without going over and attaching it to the top. So it looks like this. Okay, so there's one. Now let's do the other. We're going to do it the same exact way. My garbage bowl throwing around. So I'm going to take it and line it up right next to the score mark, next to the tab. And then just walk it down and it should be perfectly on there if I trimmed it out good. A lot of times I don't always trim it out good. So, alright, so then before we attach these on there, we want to take a minute and I'm going to mark, because I kind of want them to be even. So I'm just going to mark, let's see, 1/4 of an inch away from the top and the bottom with my pencil on the main part here. It doesn't even have to be 100% perfect. It's just kind of a gauge. I just want somewhere for my eye to line up these two flips. Okay, so it's going to go like this, but we're going to keep this open for a minute because I'm going to use this line to line it up. All right, so we want to notch these corners of the tabs. So I guess I didn't have everything prepped and ready. I tried. And you want to make sure that the top flap is going to flip up. Pull that tape backing off. And then I'm going to line it up. Not going over this score mark down here, or this score mark here on the tab. Line it up with that line that I just made so it stays straight and it's going to be even. So you don't want to go over this score mark. Don't go over this score mark at all. And then we're going to do the same up here. I'm going to flip it around this way. I'm going to line it up. And we're not going to go over that score mark. We're going to try. Okay. So now that's attached. Let's move these both out of the way. So it's going to go like this, and like this. And then this will get attached into the book. Alright, now we have that put together, let's add the magnets. We're going to need some magnets to hold everything nice and snug. So I went through and wrote on here where I needed to put my magnets. I think it'll be quicker this way. And I am going to use some magnet savers. I have a list down below. I'm going to try to find the bigger ones here. of some resources for magnet savers. And if you don't have magnet savers, you can use, well, I guess I've only got the one big one. You can use these big tin caps that you get for roofing. Those are linked in my Amazon. Well, I wanted to use the bigger magnet saver, but I'll have to go find them if I do. Or I can try one of the smaller ones, I guess. Oh, this one's different. That one feels different. Oh, that's right, because I got some magnet savers from different resources. So there are some different ones in here, so that makes sense. All right, I think what I'll do is, oh, I'll just use a smaller one instead of going to find, because I have a whole nother drawer in my other room. I have a whole nother drawer for magnets. This poor guy here, I made my little magnet tray before I got all these sizes, and these are getting bent. They don't quite fit in there. See that big bend? Okay. So I'm just going to take some tape runner, and I'm going to put a magnet saver there and a magnet saver there. Like so. And then I'm going to put a magnet, and a magnet. So before I do that though, I need to make sure that if any magnets are going to, if there's going to be any sort of conflict on this side. So, oh, I mean, these magnets are strong, you guys. They are strong. Okay, so there will be, so these are going to be here. So they need to be facing up the way they are. So I'm going to put that on the magnet saver, just like that. Okay. I'm going to use a glue dot on the back of the magnets. One for each one. Oops, I moved my fairy lights accidentally. So then I'm going to flip this down. And flip this down and press. And then I'm going to flip this open, and I hope I got this right. Yeah. Flip this open, and we'll put some magnets here. Again, a glue dot. These are glue dot brand glue dots. Okay, so then I'm going to carefully close this and carefully close this like that. Wonderful. So how many did we use? 1, 2, 3, 4 magnets and 2 magnet savers. So that's not too bad. All right, let's do some matting really quick. This is the large cutoff piece from another page that we did, and we are going to mat this right here with this piece. So this is a traced piece. I actually just traced the top because the large cutoff piece is the width, the proper width for this page, and it is on 70A. So this piece right here, so these two actually were 112 by 12. This piece right here, this is page 70A, and then this one is page 54A. So these are the mats, and what we're going to do is we're going to mat that here, and then this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. Okay, so let's just start. I'm just going to use my tape runner, and I don't have a plan for all this real estate yet. So for right now, we're just going to cover it in pretty paper. I like the green color a little bit better than the yellow color, but that doesn't really mean anything. I think it'll just be a nice contrast, I guess, for whatever you put on top. And so will the yellow, depending on what you put on top. And then we're just going to stick this one right down. This is a Scotch ATG Advanced Tape Glider. And I've got my Tape Depot refills link down below as well for the pink ATG. So we got that. All right, and then we're gonna let me put some tape over top of here really fast. I just don't want those magnets moving anywhere. Well, you don't need that much tape. I just ripped a piece off accidentally, so I guess we could put it over top of these magnets. Okay, so now we're going to put some tape runner on the back of here and mat that flap. I think this is a pretty easy little matting project. Most of the things we're using are cut aparts, and photo mats, and things we've already printed out. So I think this will be I think you guys are really going to like this. And then we're going to put this here. Okay. All right. So I got that. Looking pretty good so far. So let's start with the front here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, these are from the cut apart sheets. These are the 4x6. I'm going to use these two, but I'm also going to use 2 of these photo mats. So these are from the add-on photo mats. They're on page 7BD. And we are going to mat those with these 2 4x6 cards. But first, for this one, I'm going to make this a little tuck. So I'm going to take a craft knife and a craft mat, and I'm just going to do that little fancy paper. Oh, I asked you guys, I think maybe the video today, or was it yesterday? I asked you guys, the video that was posted on this day, what was this called? And I'm not sure anybody's answered just yet on that subject. What kind of paper trimming you would call this, or paper, trying to think of how much I'm gonna fussy cut here. It's not really, fussy cutting is not really what I would call it, but I guess it is. There. So I'm going to ink that little edge up that we just trimmed, and I still don't know what it's called. And I also want to take, oh, look at there. I need to clean it out, it's full. Take this crocodile, and I'm going to use the photo corner so that they'll fit nicely onto my add-on photo mats. And I better ink those up really quick. I already inked up the other edges. So because this is going to be a tuck, I'm going to use liquid glue in order to attach it down to this photo mat. So I'm going to take art glitter glue and I'm going to go along this edge that's going to be glued down, and I'm going to go along the rest of it. Use whatever glue you have. You can use Fabri-Tac if that's what you have. You can use any white glue that you have. It's totally fine. Because when, whoop, oh, my dog just sneezed. So there's a big winter storm rolling in right now, you guys. Today's February 15th. And well, it's not coming down just yet, but in a few hours, we're going to get a whole lot of pellets of ice and sleet and stuff. So we'll see. Hopefully not. Alright, I'm going to use my tape runner for the other one because you could use your liquid glue if you wanted to. Okay. So I was just sitting here thinking, on the other page, you know, we're doing the same but different. I had the little tuck on the bottom. What if we put it on the top this time and put this one down here? Like that. Let's do that. And I'm going to actually go ahead and put these down. Why not? So we're just going to commit. We're just going to make this decision right now that that's what we're going to do. So if you didn't have these add-on photo mats, there is a mat for these pages that you could totally use a black photo mat and mat these, and then take the same, you know, 4x6 card and put it right on top. You don't have to use my add-on photo mats. I just really dig them. I think they're really cute and they remind me of days gone by, and I like them. So that's why I like to use them. But there's our actual mat for these pages if you wanted to do that instead. I always forget to remind you guys of that. Okay. Now. Oh, and I am going to mat. I've got 2 more pages that I've printed that I'm going to mat. I'm going to go through like this and mat all of these. So I'm going to do that really quick and then I'll be right back. So that ends up being 3 pages before I go. 4x6 photo mats, 7BD from the add-on photo mats that are printed onto 24-pound paper, and I stamped 4 of them, not 2 of them. Just so you know, that's what I got so far. So per fin, 3 pages of the 7BD. All right, I got both of those done, and it's just as simple as that. And for this piece right here, this is one of the leftover pieces from another page. So I'm going to use this side of this piece, except I'm going to cut it down to a wait a minute. Do I have another one? No, it's not big enough. I'm going to cut it down to a 1-inch sliver here. That's why I didn't use it to begin with, because the small cutoff pieces, when you cut your paper down, it's not quite long enough to cover both of these little spaces right here. And so then I'm going to cut these down to mat that. And I'm hoping I just cut it down to the right size. If not, that will be stinky. But it's the same width as the add-on photo mats. Well, sort of. I didn't cut it down to the exact, but that's okay. Then I'm going to take this angle side and I'm going to pick 2, or I'm going to pick which way it's going to be the outside. Then I'm going to pull it back up just a little bit so that it's not such a deep angle. So it looks like it's a little bit more matted, a little bit better matted, a little bit more pleasing to the eye. And then these will go on these spaces right here. So I'm just going to use my tape runner tape again. I'm still debating on what I want to do here. I'm thinking maybe I will do, well, I didn't get the one very good, like a stamped label that's kind of hanging off the side here, maybe something like that. I'm thinking about maybe something like that. I don't know yet. I've been experimenting. Nothing's jumped out at me like that's perfect yet, so that's why I kind of just decided to go ahead and record this, and we can always come back and add some details later if we feel like we're needing it. Oh, I was trying to flip that up. It was already flipped up. So we're just going to mat this little area right here. Oops, and see that was one of the, that's the longer piece, but that's okay. All right. So now we got this little tuck here. I need to make sure it didn't get glued down. And we've got the little glassine bags from when we printed off the little envelopes. There was a little envelope and a little bag, and this is the other part of that. So we have 4 of these all together. But I was going to put one in here like this, like I did in the other one. And then these are some of the postcards that we've already printed off. So I'm going to put one in there, and I'm going to have one here. Plus I've got a butterfly. But before we go on, I'm going to put a whole reinforcement on this postcard and put a string on it. Uh-oh, my dog's getting ready to bark. I'll try to leave the blinds open for her so she can be nosy. But man, when I'm recording a lot, she just starts barking all random. Alright, so I'm just going to put the black and white. I can hear her working her way up to being upset. Sophie. Oh goodness. Well, if she keeps that up, I'll just have to mute the footage and you can just see what I'm doing. All right, and I'm finally using some of the sticker sheet. This is the sticker sheet that come with the collection, and I'm going to use one of these. And I used one of this color last time, so this time I think I will use Photos and Memories right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it on here. Oh, I'm going to ink it up first. I don't know if I inked up the other one. That's okay. I'm going to stick it on my little bag here where you could still see some of that color. Like that. Then I'm going to fold it over to the back. Ink that up really quick. And again, you can come back and add as many little details like that as you wish, but I'm just trying to do just a little bit, enough to make it super pretty. I mean, there's really some great sticker selections on here, I'm not gonna lie. But I still have the covers to do, I still have the covers for the journals inside to do, and I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough pretties to choose from to make those pretty as well. Alright, oh, and then I have one more embellishment, which is this butterfly right here. This one is from the Artie Mays butterflies. Whoa, hello, throwing stuff. I've just slowly cutting away. There's a bunch of different sheets, and this is one of the larger ones. I have her butterflies linked down below. I really like them, so I'm going to attach one. There's a butterfly already there, but I want to add another one. And I think I'm going to attach it right, maybe right here. Maybe something like this. I think it's so cute. And I'm just going to glue the middle part down. This part right here. Have you guys gotten the butterflies? Do you like them? I think they're awesome. I like all the different colors and all the different sizes. I just think they're so pretty. And they looks like they can go with a lot of different paper collections. I'm super stoked about it. Okay, and I think that's all we're going to do on the front here. So the next thing I want to do is let's open these up to, let's make sure that doesn't fall off. I want to do something here. Okay, so remember from where we did the square, ouch, the square flips. Oh shoot, hang on just a second. Anyway, do you remember these from the square pages from the add-on photo mats? Well, I'm going to use these here as a spot for a 3x4 photo. Even though it has the square on the inside, it doesn't matter, because if you put a 3x4 photo there, that square is going to disappear. Or you can use that square to your advantage and just put a photo there in that square. So whatever you want to do, but for now we're just going to leave them just like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on here, and I'm going to mark the top and bottom. Well, actually I'm going to mark just the top of where these are going to go. Or not the top, the middle, this middle section, because I'm going to do some stamping really quick. And I'm going to need some Post-it notes. So I'm going to stamp some of those hearts that we've used already. I think, I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not sure if I think the reason I used the Post-it notes last time was because I'd already put the photo mats on there. But that's okay. We're going to use them again. No big deal. Whoops. Alright, so I still got my little hearts on there, and I'm going to use the black again. I'm going to use the black archival ink. And I'm going to stamp. I also did this when it was inside of the album, which was not a good idea. But it was okay. It was fine. It was fine. Okay. So I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to get it on the white parts, and I kind of wanted to just stay there in the middle. So I'm going to add these photo mats on here real quick, and then we're going to do a little embellishment right there. Super cute. And well. So remember, the idea here is that your photo is going to be here. Your photo, anytime you see something that has a photo mat, that's your photos are going to be there. So it's not just going to be white space. Your precious memories will be there. That is what they are for. Okay, so the little embellishment I want to put here, out of the, I need to find the tray that has it in there. Oh, out of the die cut embellishment pack, there's these little frames. This one says family portrait, and this one says together forever. We're going to use this one. The other one, I forget what the other one says that I used on the other page. But I'm going to take some of this white out really fast, or some of the white off. This is part of the collection. This was the embellishment die cut. Wow, I'm not doing a very good job. I either don't cut enough white or I cut into the image. But we're going to ink it, so it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. I just didn't want all that extra white showing. Okay, so but before we put this down, I'm going to put some foam tape underneath it. So I have a big row. I was watching something the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, foam. I haven't used foam tape in forever. This is still that same big old 3M foam tape. You don't have to get the big roll. You can get smaller rolls. And I did not get a big enough piece. So I'm going to take it and put it on the back. I might be able to use this piece for the ends here. Just so it gives it a little bit more dimension, like it's a piece of metal or something. I think that's really a nifty little look. Like it's an actual piece of metal, you know? You could do foam dots. You could do chipboard. You can do whatever you want. I like the foam because I feel like it gives you, it's a little more give, like the glue dot. Did I say glue dot? The foam dots, the foam, what are those called? Foam, I don't remember. But you can use whatever. I like to use this because it can squish and then come back out. You could use, if you want to, you could use fun foam. It just doesn't have adhesive on it. Well, most fun foams don't. But yeah, I was watching a video and I was like, oh, I haven't used my foam tape in a long time. So I'm just going to center this right here in the middle of that area. So it looks like there's like a pattern paper underneath there, but it's just stamps. Just a stamp set, or just a stamping, repetitive stamping. Right. So I'm going to bring it closer to you so you can see it way better. Look how cute that is. And it's up on the foam, so it gives it some dimension. And I really like it. And so it fits right in between those two flaps. And look how neat that looks. Okay, I think we'll do one more thing before we put this into the album. And that is putting some tucks back here. I think we'll do it. I don't remember which way we did it. Let's see how we did it in here. The other fin here. Aha, so we had, okay. Try to remember that. So I picked out 2 of the 3x4 journaling cards that were cut apart from the paper collection that we did at the prep video. And I'm gonna mat the add-on photo mat. This is the other 2 that we have for this fin. So I'm gonna add these to these photo mats. And we're gonna kind of put them as like a little tuck. You don't necessarily have to ever put anything in there, but the opportunity will be there if you want it to be. So I chomped the corners to make them the photo corner. So I chomped that already off camera. My mother-in-law's doing better. My husband's, they're checking on her now, which is why I'm recording. And she's doing much better. She's feeling better. So all of her kids have been in and out, which is cute. So I think we'll put this one down here and this one up here. And we're going to put them at kind of a slant, and we're going to glue only a few sides. Well, we'll start with just one side. We're going to glue this one side down. And I'm going to put, I think I just glued the wrong side, but that's okay. So I'm going to put it at a slant, cattywanked on purpose, right? And then I'm just going to glue a little bit on the side there and a little bit on the side there. I'm going to wipe up the extra glue. Then the same for over here. Let's start with this edge. Put it cattywonk like this. Then we'll glue a little bit down this edge, a little bit down that edge. Okay, so I'm going to try to cut these hanging over bits by, I'm going to use one of my coasters. They've been coming in real handy. And a craft knife that I can't seem to find. Oh, here it is. I'm going to use this one. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do it this way. Stick my stone coaster, my rose quartz, and I'm just going to cut off that extra little bit of hangover, and then we'll ink it. I keep checking to make sure I'm not actually cutting the stone, and I'm not, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty excited about it. And then let's open open this one up so it's not in the way. Okay. So now I just want to really quick ink those edges. Like that. And now there should be a nice little tuck. Yeah. Okay. So now we can put it in the book. This will be the last thing we do today in this video. So we're at the back fin here. Whoops. Boop, boop. This is the one that we did the same, but oh, let's hold them next to each other so you can see. They're the same but different. So we did the kind of the same thing, just in a different color scheme. Used a different, the embellishments are the same, they're just different aspects of those, like the postcards. They, like here, the postcard in here. Oh, I did a little bit of embellishing on that postcard, I forgot to. But that's okay. I like that one's just really plain, that postcard, but this one has a little bit more like color to it, so I kind of dig it. There we go. So I may just leave it like that, but for now we're just going to leave it. So yeah, and the butterflies are different. This is also an Artie Mays butterfly right there. So anyway, same but different. The insides. This says love our family. That's what this one says. And here's where I messed up on my glue, and you can still see some of it. So yeah, but isn't that cute? It looks like it's a piece of metal popped up there, and it's not. All right, let's go and add this into, there's the journal for this first side. Then there's this section. And then there's the back. So here's the back of the fin right here. We're gonna add this piece of this fin here to here. So I'm gonna remove the tape backing. And I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue. This is art glitter glue again. Just to make sure. Oh, I hear noise outside like rain, but I think it's pellets of ice. We're supposed to get like 6 inches of snow or something. Okay, so again, you need to be careful when you're putting this on here, because you don't want to go, you don't want to glue past this point. But you want to come just right above it, but not have the glue go right above it, if that makes sense. So let me do it this way, actually. So I'm going to come up just ever so slightly past that. You don't want to go under that score mark that's already there. You want this score mark on this tab to go a teeny bit higher than the tab itself, just so that it will flip and flap freely. So I'm going to open it this way and press it this way. Just get a good burnish. And then it should be attached right on in. And there it is. And I haven't done anything to this page or this page yet. I'm still not sure. It might just be a landing point, but or just a big, just big real estate for photos. But yeah. That's what we got so far. Okay, you guys, you're going to have to let me know what you think. Leave me some comments. Give me your opinions. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And turn the bell on so you get notified for the upcoming videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.